Hello, gay wads.
Hey there.
Whatcha? That was a ninja noise.
As
you
it
didn't
were.
know. You know that you can make a ninja like out of letters if you put an X and a Q? You have to like look at it, no, Q and an X. Then you look at it sideways and it's like bending in like a ninja move because the circle is the head and then like the line is the neck and then the X is the body. It's like, it's sweet.
We're not delusional.
You should try it. Anyway.
Alright, so we each came up with the top 5 list of our favorite LGBT performers, and I wanted to kind of broaden on it. By LGBT, I mean they've affiliated themselves with the LGBT community, like they're trans, or they're gay, or they're bisexual.
Not necessarily
That they just apply to gay people.
Like that only gay people listen to their music. We're just talking about the artists themselves and people that inspire us.
My number 5 artist is Elton John. Elton John is, pretty big in the LGBT community. He's done a lot of cameos on TV. He's a great musician. My favorite song of his is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road or Benny and the Jets.
My number 5 artist, they're called the Butchies, and the reason that I love them so very much is because they're obnoxious and they're kind of meant to be. Like, that's the essence of them. I've seen comments on their YouTube music videos. They're like, is that all you ever talk about? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, yeah, kinda. They're sort of like girl rock, indie. So if you're into that kind of music, you should definitely check them out.
My number 4 is RuPaul. RuPaul is a drag queen slash singer slash songwriter, I think. And, he's famous for a bunch of different stuff. His modeling, his music, and his 2 TV shows currently on Logo, RuPaul's Drag Race and RuPaul's Drag U. You should check out everything that RuPaul does because he's just fantastic.
Okay. My number 4 is another Riot Girl band who I just recently started listening to, and they're like so awesome, and they have really short songs, but they make me so happy, and you should check them out. They're called Heavens to Betsy, and I don't know if you guys listen to Sleater-Kinney at all, but the lead singer, before she was in Sleater-Kinney, was in this punk band called Heavens to Betsy, and they're like sort of like the Butchies, sorry. They're like just kind of obnoxious and fun, and yeah.
Alright, my number 3 is Jeffree Star. Jeffree Star, I do believe, is transgender. Yeah, he's transgender, and he's just fantastic. His music, at first, I found it really obnoxious and loud, and, the lyrics were like, I didn't know people sang about this stuff, and I mean, I didn't think that stuff like his music got mainstream, and it doesn't very often, and I really like it.
I want to eat my orange. I'm just letting
You want to what?
I'm just letting you guys know that before we started filming, I was about to eat an orange.
And now she's not.
And now I want to eat it. Okay. My number 3 artist is a singer-songwriter from Connecticut who is like brilliant. Her name is Emily Assen, and she's put out, I think, I want to say 2 demos, 1 LP, and 1 full-length album, and it's called In the Marrow, and you guys should definitely look it up. She has a campaign where she donates the proceeds from some of her sales to HRC, Human Rights Campaign, and so you should definitely check her out. She has 1 track called, I can't believe I just forgot it. Under My Tongue. It's called Under My Tongue, and it's a pride song, and it's beautiful, and she has a great voice, and if you're into like folk and indie pop type music, you should definitely check her out.
Alright, my number 2 is Freddie Mercury from Queen. I didn't put Queen, the entire band, in here because I don't know if the other members of the band were also and are also homosexual. or not.
I love how you said that word. You just
Blah,
said
blah,
no.
blah.
You just said homosexual.
Homosexual. Anyway, but Freddie Mercury was like gay Jesus, so. And if you've never listened to Queen, then you're an idiot, so you should listen to them.
Okay, my number 2 band is pretty much one I think most people watching are going to be able to relate to. What lesbian doesn't like Tegan and Sarah? Come on. They used to be my favorite band ever. I'm so obsessed with them. Actually, I'm wearing a Tegan and Sarah shirt right now. Yeah, it's my second Tegan and Sarah shirt because I've been to see them both times they've been to Detroit, and freaking amazing, dude. Like, I love both of them, especially Tegan.
You're not pointing at yourself.
I don't care if I'm not pointing at myself. I have problems with that. Apparently, I tend to, like, point the camera at Brea because I'm like, dude, look at my ugly face.
I'm so beautiful. Creeper face.
So yeah, Tegan and Sarah, if you haven't heard them, you live in a box.
You live in a box.
And, okay.
Alright, so my number 1 is David Bowie. I don't know if he still says he's bisexual, but when I started falling madly in love with the man, he was saying he was bisexual, and I love him. I love his...
You're like rocking back and forth.
I love you, David Bowie. I love his Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. It's the rise and fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. That is a great album. And also the song Let's Dance. It makes me want to dance and buy red shoes. So.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah. So, yeah. And if you don't know who David Bowie is, you, again, live under a rock. Or in a box, apparently. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, so my number 1 favorite queer artist is... One second. Ani DeFranco. Okay, I brought the lyric booklets from the 2 albums that I first found of hers, and I happened to stumble across Ani when I was just going through our local record store through the bargain bin, and yeah, and that was where I found Dilate. I got home, I popped into my CD player. I had never heard anything like it before. It like freaking blew my mind, man. Like, I don't know how I knew that she was bi when I first listened to it, because actually in the first album, most of the songs that involve like another person, most of them are about guys. But somehow, I don't know, I just sensed it, and then I found Little Plastic Castle a couple of weeks later in the bargain bin, and so I bought that too. And the first song, Little Plastic Castle, is about these 2 chicks meeting in a coffee shop and everyone's staring at them and being like, ew, lesbians. And I was like,
Sorry.
So, a lot of people either haven't heard of Ani or they don't like her musical sound because it's can be sparse, and sometimes she's just plain freaking weird. Like, she just does,
like it.
She does whatever she wants,
Yeah.
she says whatever she wants, and that's why I love her.
So we have just named off 10 LGBT artists that you should listen to.
Definitely.
Now.
Okay, side note. As Casey said yesterday, right now I'm putting out a demo album, and it has 8 songs on it, and if you would like to hear it, then you can. I think that my personal YouTube channel is down there somewhere. I'm not really sure.
It's in
that
the
direction.
other channels
Yeah.
on the main page for the Rainbow Gang.
Yeah, so you should check it out and subscribe, and if you'd like me to email you a copy of my demo album, you can just send me your email in a message, and yeah, I'll give it to you. And
You weren't on my favorite LGBT artists.
well, that's okay, because if you notice, like, I just want to point this out, all of hers were either guys or drag queens, and all of mine were chicks.
Can you blame me? They're fabulous. I mean, come on.